So, hello and welcome back to another walk. I decided to go a different way today. We've gone this way a lot in the summer. I don't think I've ever taken you guys this way in the winter, though. This is kind of one of the lakes next door, but not the one with the campground on it, at least not an official campground. This one has a bunch of campsites, but they're all like woods campsites, primitive campsites. Still really nice. But I figured we'd go down, check out that lake, or this lake, and then just kind of walk in the woods a little bit. I like going this way because it's usually the quietest way I can go without going deep in the woods. Which, although that's tempting, maybe not the best thing to do in the winter. I also kind of like it. We've gotten a little bit of snow. Not a lot. Just enough to kind of soften everything up. And also enough to kind of let me know that nobody has come this way in at least a couple of days. Also, it's really cold out. Like, legit, I think it's somewhere between 12 and 15 Fahrenheit right now, which you'd think would be way colder, and it is cold, but once you get moving, it's not too bad. In fact, there's a part of me that wants to unzip my coat, but definitely not take off my hat. Also, I have to keep in mind that we had all that rain after Christmas, and so under this nice powder of snow, there's still a lot of ice. And falling would be so embarrassing and probably painful. Hard to believe there's a lake out there somewhere under that featureless whiteness. I'm kind of surprised that I haven't seen any tracks anywhere. Also, now I'm going to walk really carefully because somewhere the ice is about to start. I kind of want to find it, but I also don't want to fall on my butt. I don't think that's lake yet. Hard to say though. You know, it's funny. I've heard, oh, that is definitely ice. All right, we are on the water now. Isn't that exciting? I'm never too scared to get on the water, you know, where it would only be up to my boot tops if I cracked through, but I don't go farther. I saw an infographic. Time to get moving again, I'm getting cold. I saw an infographic on, I think, probably Instagram. That's the place where I spend a little more time other than YouTube. And it was about ice and lakes and ice safety. And they were saying if the ice is, I think, 3 inches thick, it's safe to walk on. If it's 4 inches thick, or maybe it's 5, it's safe to take like an ATV or a snowmobile on. If it's 6 to 8, you can take a vehicle on it. And higher than 8, I think it's safe to like take a truck on. But I don't trust any of that, because they also say that if there's snow on the ice, it's basically rotted and not safe. Which I guess is why one of my neighbors across the lake from me always clears his ice. And I always wondered why. But a couple times a year, I do see members of his family out, like, ice skating. Which, good for them. Not something I want to do. And not only because I can't really ice skate, but also because I have a paranoia of falling through the ice. So I just walk. Somebody is eating that tree. Woodpeckers. A couple of years ago, I was out walking, and I got it on video, but I don't remember which video it's in. But we heard a woodpecker pecking on the trees and zoomed in, and I actually got him pulling out a grub and eating it. I was like, well, good for you, buddy. You got dinner. The walk is a little less crunchy today thanks to the snow on top. That's always nice. I woke up this morning and it was snowing. And I was like, I really want to go for a walk. And the snow is not a hindrance. But this morning when I woke up, it was also really windy. So I'm glad the wind kind of died back. I'm a little surprised I'm not seeing more little footprints. I mean, some busy squirrels, but I haven't really seen any deer tracks back here. I say that and now I see something. I don't think that's deer, though. It might be, but they're too old for me to actually see. You know, one thing I almost never see out here is rabbits. There are areas in the Upper Peninsula where there are lots and lots of rabbits. But for whatever reason, almost none here. To the point where I saw a rabbit in my driveway like 6 or 7 years ago and was super excited because I had never seen a rabbit up here in this particular area. And to this day, that was the only rabbit I've seen. At least around the house. Down closer to Lake Michigan, I've seen them, but not out here in the woods. Many squirrels, no rabbits. Nature is funny. Kind of makes me assume that all of the local foxes and wolves probably do a lot of squirrel hunting. You'd think a rabbit would be a better meal, though. So I thought this was going to be a super short video because I thought my hands were going to freeze, because I don't like to hold my phone with gloves on. But my hands aren't cold, which is weird. Because again, I think it was about 12 degrees when I left the house. The human body is amazing. It's so peaceful. Teeny tiny snowflakes doing their thing. Big silent pine trees. And little crunching footsteps of Christine. I kind of wish I could just cue wildlife up. It would probably make the walk more exciting. But I don't think that's how wildlife works. I remember when I was a kid, we would go out for drives, and my brother and I would complain that we weren't seeing any animals. And my mom would always say, "Cue the deer." And then, of course, no deer would come usually. Every once in a while, not long after my mom would say, "Cue the deer," there would be a deer. And then we were convinced that my mom was like some sort of nature guru. Ooh. It's snowing more. It's almost good snow. Yesterday, I made a run into town, and it was snowing, but it was stupid snow. It was that little itty-bitty snowflakes that are almost like rain, but it was definitely too cold to be rain. It was only 20 out. But they were just little and ugly and they bounced off the windshield. No fun. If it's gonna snow, I like the big fluffy snowflakes that look like goose down. And we get those decently often. Most of what we get is what you see now, the kind of in between. A few pieces of the pretty fluffy snow. Ooh, like that one. I don't even know if you guys could see those. And a lot of fine snow that just kind of accumulates. Wind is picking up. I'll turn so that I can guard you from it. I like being the only set of footprints. I also really enjoy the quiet. You know, it's funny. There is a song by Natalie Merchant. It's called River. And it kind of expresses how I feel about the woods if you just substitute the word woods for river. Because the lyric that I'm thinking of is, "Will I go to the river to soothe my mind, ponder over the crazy days in my life, watch the river flow, ease my mind and soul." And I mean, I feel like woods would fit in there. Will I go to the woods to soothe my mind, ponder over the crazy days of my life? You could kind of say that the woods flow as I walk through them. There we go. Watch the woods flow. And definitely the ease my mind and soul works. I used to always play music while I walked. But lately I've kind of just been enjoying letting the woods sing to me. It's a very quiet song. Unlike me, who's like babbling at a phone the entire time. It's so pretty though. Hopefully I'm not holding you guys on a tilt this time. I'm never sure if you guys are tilted or not, unless I look and like when I just did it then. I'm sure that you are. Oh! Another piece of news, probably tomorrow. Since looking at this, I've been babbling at you guys and walking with you for almost 20 minutes now. I did have a card in my P.O. box. So I will probably do a mini mail call tomorrow. And I've pretty much decided on a fun craft. I just have to gather all of the things that I think I need for it. Don't know if the mail call and craft will be in the same video, but yeah. Anyway, I've kept you guys long enough walking through the woods. I guess it's time to hunker down, finish my walk, and I think make some soup. Soup sounds good when I get home. So, thank you for coming with me yet again. I hope that you enjoyed our peaceful little walk in the woods. And I will see you later.